Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am just going to do a little bit of like a life update. I don't even have anything planned what I'm gonna say, but I just want to come on here and talk about something other than makeup and skincare. And is that pretty much all I talk about? Okay, sorry. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about a bunch of random stuff. I hope you don't mind. Trying to keep it like as far as things that have happened since, quarantine, and I was off social media for almost 2 months. So just gonna try and like talk about how life's been going and whatnot. So I wanted to post like a 1 year in our house like picture and be all cute, but I was off social media when our year anniversary in this house came. So it was in July. But yeah, I could talk about that. Like, just I feel like sometimes when you buy a house or a car, big purchases mostly, I don't, not as much buyer's regret when it comes to like a shirt or something like that. But I always feel like with those big purchases, especially when you can like look at other things and be like, oh my God, look at this house, I could have got this one, or that kind of stuff. Or you see another car go by and you're like, why did I buy this car? Like, I should have bought that car, like it's the same price and I could have had that. And yeah, I was nervous. Like, this was our first house. This isn't even the house that I wanted initially. I actually wanted one that was in another neighborhood. It was older than this one even. It needed more work, but I just thought it was like the cutest house, and Nick didn't really like it, but he loved this one since the beginning. And he never even saw it in person until he let me go see it. My friend was our realtor, so I went and saw it, and he just let us put in an offer on it without even seeing it. He was at work. He said, go ahead, if you think, like, I already like it, so if you like it, then let's do it. So we did, and the backyard was atrocious. And I think that's probably why we were able to buy this house in the neighborhood and on the price range that we were in. And it's in a great neighborhood. The inside of the house is like all redone and pretty, but the backyard was like not touched. We needed a whole new fence, which was like 100 feet long. So we have a pretty big lot, like almost a quarter acre, and we have a big front yard and not a huge backyard as far as when it goes back, but we have two big side yards and then a decent size, backyard. So I was like, oh my God, like that's gonna cost a lot of money down the line. But we were like, okay, at least we'll have part of the house that is gonna be like with our touch and spin on it, right? So I always knew when we bought a house that like the neighborhood was the most important. So we went with this house, and I was always nervous. Like, I was on, realtor.com and Zillow, like just looking at other houses in our price range, and like, oh my God, nervous that I was gonna be like, why did we buy this one? I don't like it. Or, once you get in the house, like it's not gonna feel like home, or I just, something that was gonna go wrong. But like, this is the best house ever. I love it so much. Like, I don't ever want to buy another one. And I think it was a blessing as far as when we applied for the loan, my husband wasn't at his job for that long, so they couldn't, and he works 4 hours of overtime every shift. So like the way the mortgage loans work, they don't count your overtime unless you've been there for 2 years doing the overtime consistently. So like that's a big part of his paycheck. So they only counted like his regular pay pretty much, so the 8 hours, and they didn't count the 4 hours, which is like, almost half. Like, so we didn't qualify for as much as we initially thought because they only counted some of his income. And now I'm like looking back, I'm like, thank God that we didn't, qualify for more and, end up being like house poor. And now we were able to, redo the backyard, and I've made like a lot of changes in the house, like minimal stuff, like changed all the hardware, the faucets and things like that. But I don't think we would have been able to do any of that if we would have got into a mortgage that was more at the top end of our budget. And I just like being able to have the freedom of like money to go places and do things instead of like, oh my God, all of our money goes to our damn mortgage. So yeah, overall, like, I just love this freaking house. Like, I don't ever want to move. I just want to keep adding on. There's so much room in the back that we could add on and expand, and I'm just excited to like for real make this our forever home. And it was cool, like when that year flew by, I'm like, we've been here a year. Like, I freaking still love this house. My friend who was my realtor, like, before I'd even got to the house, she was like, oh my God, like, it's so freaking cute. And as soon as, yeah, like, I got here, like, oh my God, like, okay, let's do it, put in the offer. And then the neighborhood too, like, I love going on like little family walks around the neighborhood. It's just so cute. Like, we're definitely the youngest ones in the neighborhood. Everybody is like, you know, elderly, but everybody's super nice and stuff, so it's really cool. I think there's like one younger couple like around the corner a little bit, but other than that, everybody, there's a few around here that like are the original owners of the house. And this house was built in 64 or something, 64, I think. So yeah, they've been here a long time, but this neighborhood is so cute. I just like, I never want to move. So what else can I talk about? So it was like a long time just for our house, but I freaking love it. I want to do like a house tour. I have like a few more things to do, and I definitely have to like redo the guest room, and I'm gonna switch it with Aria's room and all that stuff. But once that's done, I'll do like a little house tour, since I always like post pictures on my Instagram of like, you know, different rooms at the house. But I don't think, unless you've been over here, you wouldn't really know what like the whole thing kind of looks like. So I will do that eventually for sure. What else can we talk about? Quarantine? I don't know. It's been brutal. Aria is in kindergarten, and you know, it sucks that she doesn't get to go to kindergarten like I envisioned her going to kindergarten. Like, you know, she's never seen her teacher except for like the read-alongs that the teacher sends. They don't even do like Zoom yet because they don't have Chromebooks or whatever for the kindergartners yet. They're on back order. She gets little packets, and I'm like, dude, like, parents aren't meant to like teach your kids, especially when you like also work. It's hard. And then we also have the twins, and because of, you know, everything going on in the world, their like daycare shuts down all the time. Anytime like anybody or any parents or anything anybody in the family is exposed, they have to shut down for 2 weeks. So it seems like they're home like once every month and a half, and they have to close down. And then for a while they were, you know, shut down for like 2 months straight. So it's hard to be able to have them home and then being able to work from home, teach Aria, you know, kindergarten, and then with Nick, you know, having his hectic schedule for work. So it's been a lot like weighing on my mind as far as what I need to do and what's best for our family. But I have kind of a cool thing coming and starting in October, so I will talk more about that when that comes. Sorry, Aria's teacher called to talk to her. They talk on the phone, but they don't they can't FaceTime because like the school won't let them, because it's not fair that any kids that don't have like access to FaceTime, that they don't get to see the teacher, and some get to see the teacher, so they have to wait until they get their Chromebooks. But she calls her like twice a week just to talk to her. What else? I'm back on the keto journey for like the, I don't know, 10th time. It's so freaking hard. Like, once you get into it, it's fine, but like, I swear, one weekend or you know, a couple days will like derail you. Food is an addiction, sugar is an addiction 100%, and it's hard. Like, your body, once it gets it, it's like, ah, you know, I need it. So yeah, I'm trying that again, whatever, like 10th time's a charm maybe. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm doing good. I'm like 3 weeks in, or a month maybe, something like that. So it's been going good. It's hard because Nick loves like carbs. He loves rice and bread, and he's not gonna go keto, so it's hard sometimes because he'll like want something and I'm like, I want it too, but I have to stay strong, and I've been doing good, so let's fingers crossed. So since quarantine, we've been trying to do like little family getaways as much as we can, even if it's just like a weekend or 2 days or even a day. Get out of town, go somewhere we've never been. We haven't been able to go too far because, you know, I work and I haven't been at my job that long, so it's not like I could take like vacation, and Nick has a really hectic schedule, so we just try, and anytime he has like a few days off, we'll go somewhere for the weekend. And then, you know, the kids are in daycare and Aria has school, so we haven't been able to do too much, and they're not, you know, we haven't flown anywhere, so it's pretty much we can go anywhere within like a few hours drive. But hopefully like this winter we could rent a cabin and do fun stuff. We're not gonna do like big Christmas presents, nothing like that. We're trying to be minimal as far as like our spending goes, because we spend a lot on like food and eating out, and that's another good thing about keto is like you don't eat out really, because you only usually eat 2 meals, and then I intermittent fast, and mostly eating out, like a lot of that stuff is not keto friendly. So like once in a while I'll go to like Chipotle or Popeyes and get like the blackened chicken strips, like stuff like that, but like overall way less than when I'm just eating whatever I want. So I think we save a lot of money there. We started using ButcherBox, and it seemed like it was expensive, and I was like, damn, okay, like I think it's like $2.60 or something a month, but that's like, you know, all grass-fed, grass-finished beef, organic free-range chicken, like wild caught salmon, like all the good shit. And overall, like all we have to buy now is just like sides, like, and I don't even eat, you know, all I pretty much eat is the meat and veggies. So after doing some calculations, I was like, this is totally like fits in our budget. It's easy. We'll always know, you know, we have a freezer or an extra fridge in the garage, so we keep all of the extra meat, you know, out there. And we've only been doing it for 1 month so far. We haven't got our second box yet, but all the steaks have been really great quality. The chicken's great. We have some pork chops we haven't used. I haven't used the salmon yet, and some bacon, I think. We haven't used that stuff, but I'm sure it's good. If it's anything like the chicken and the steak, it's been great. We just throw it on the Traeger, and it's like 10 minutes and we have dinner. And we'll even throw like the veggies in there too, and some foil and butter and avocado oil, and I'm all set. So we've been like saving money and eating better at the same time, so it's been really good. We also refinanced our house. We started in April the refinance process, and we just signed the papers like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago tops. So COVID ruins everything, but it's done, and our rate is amazing, and yeah, it was worth it, but it was such a freaking journey. So I haven't been able to like budget correctly because we've been, you know, we skipped a mortgage payment, and I haven't been figuring out, now we have like the new mortgage, which isn't going to be due, you know, till October. So once that comes, I'm going to have like a way better like budgeting system. And now that I'm doing keto and our groceries are different, and the ButcherBox and everything like that, so I'll have like a little bit different budget, and I will make a video on like my cash budgeting and like stuff I kind of do in the beginning of the month. What else? I don't want to make this video too long. Let's just like call it, and then I'll do like a part 2, and I'll talk about other shit, because I'll go on rants for like an hour, and then this video will take 3 days to upload. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it, and thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys on the next one.